We've got some new gay questions for you guys. What is a U-Haul lesbian?
My answer might get us canceled.
Sorry, lesbians.
What year did the Stonewall
for them.
Riots occur?
I'm gonna go like 81.
Nicholas.
Back in the 60s and 70s, there was a lot of gay bars and would always get raided.
You had to wear at least 3 pieces of gender-conforming clothing, otherwise you were breaking a law.
What does the A stand for in LGBTQIA?
How do we not know this?
That is crazy.
That was a transgender person played a transgender character in a leading role.
It took that long. You know, Ant and I are friends with a few of the boys that are actually on the show. But recently, he unfollowed Ant and
I think it's so funny, though, that your generation cares.
For us, it's like a big thing. Like, hey guys, I'm Nick.
And I'm Ant.
And we're the new gays.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
And we're the old gays.
And this is Old Gays, New Gays.
This is the podcast where we compare life through the lenses of 2 generations of LGBT couples.
And today's topic, not really a topic, more a bit of a fun episode, something different. We're going to do a bit of gay trivia. Yeah. So we've got some new gay questions for you guys, some new gay trivia for you guys. And you guys have some old gay trivia for us, and we're gonna try to guess, and as well, while we answer these questions, have fun with it. I've got an interesting story time with one of my questions that involves a very special, a very famous Netflix celebrity. So
exciting.
Very exciting. I'm gonna start off very more fun. What is a U-Haul lesbian? Sorry, lesbians.
God, are we gonna get canceled?
No. No, they love it. They love it.
My answer might get us canceled.
Oh yeah, so say it. No, that's just joking.
Say it and I can edit it out.
Yeah. A U-Haul lesbian.
Because they move in together right away.
Okay, what
Is
do
that
you
true?
think? Well, I don't know.
That's a good
what does
guess.
Frank think?
I don't know. I'm guessing here a lesbian that has sex outside her committed relationship. I don't know.
Ooh,
I'm making it up.
That's juicy.
Like a U-Haul as a U-turn.
Okay. Well,
right.
actually,
It's a bit
You
of a
did
stretch.
U-Haul as in the U-Haul company, which is more logical, I think.
Yes.
and logic worked because that's what it means. So it's when lesbians couple move in super early together in their
Okay, I
relationship,
see.
and they're called U-Haul lesbians because they use the U-Haul very quickly.
All right, that's a point. Get a point for that.
1 point for the old guys.
We're U-Haul gays.
Thank you, lesbians.
Yeah, thank you, lesbians.
I hope you know what Stonewall is. What year did the Stonewall
for them.
Riots occur?
Okay, so Anne, you ran for Stonewall during London, the London Marathon, so you should know this.
How about I go last then, because I might know the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
The
this is
year,
good
yeah.
for all the gays to know, and all the LGBT. But I'm gonna guess what year. I'm gonna go like 1981.
Nicholas.
Let him finish.
That's wrong. Okay.
Hold on.
I do feel like a lot of our community don't know facts about like our community.
So that's why we're doing this. It's great.
Oh gosh.
But you ran for them.
I knew I ran the marathon for them. Doesn't mean I know.
I'll give you a hint. It's
I know, you don't need a hint. I've got
no,
a date
no,
in my
that
name
date.
right now.
Okay.
1968.
Oh,
69.
Yes.
busted. It was 69.
Very close. That was
Very,
good, though.
very close.
we get a half
The
point for them,
80s?
guys.
You're so young.
But that's really cool because I just didn't realize that it was a movement that long ago.
It was, and
That's
you
good,
know,
though.
and you know what's interesting about Stonewall? Just so sort of people know, Stonewall was called the Stonewall Inn, which was a gay bar where you can openly socialize being gay.
Okay.
Back in the 60s and 70s, there was a lot of gay bars and would always get raided very aggressively. But the Stonewall Inn was one of the clubs or the bars that was actually managed and owned by the mafia, and the mafia would pay police not to raid Stonewall.
What?
So that was one of the safer places to go. But on the 20th of June, 1969, that's where the police raided it, and they raided it really, really aggressively. And then the community got really upset. And that's where they started protesting. And that's where that movement for the rights of gay people sort of happened.
Wow.
So that's the history
Okay.
on
I
Stonewall.
think this is good to know.
Here's a really interesting trivial fact on that. So the police would raid them, and the ones that they were arresting, there had to be laws that they were breaking, right? And so that particular night, they arrested a series of men who
Cross-dress.
that broke a law, and the law was in New York, you had to wear at least 3 pieces of gender-conforming clothing, otherwise you were breaking a law.
No.
So if you were a man and you didn't have 3 pieces of clothing that were men's clothing, then you were breaking the law.
So all the cross-dressing, they would go in there and they would say you're doing something illegal, and they would raid them based on that.
So is that why they say drag queens and trans people had such a big part in the movement?
huge
Yeah,
part,
okay.
huge part.
And I mean, it is funny today because I mean, look at all the straight men that would get arrested for breaking that law. I mean,
Today could never, and that just goes to show how far we've come.
yeah,
But still, a lot of work to do.
yes,
Yeah.
I thought about 69 because of like 69.
That's how I remember it.
You know what I've done there? I've mixed it up with the moon landing.
Both big movements. I mean,
I think that
one
was,
might have been
podcast.
fixed,
Gay
but-
rights
This is a gay
and
podcast.
I think that was in 68. They landed on the moon. Because I know a
See,
song.
I didn't think like when you think of the moon landing, I just didn't think Stonewall was anywhere near that. That's that's just like my
That's a
knowledge.
lot.
But, all right, old gays. Next trivia question: what does the A stand for in LGBTQIA, and what does it mean?
The A.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna really be bad that we don't know.
Oh,
this.
you should know.
Old
this.
gays, come on now.
It stands for.
It's very simple. I mean, just think of it. And it'll probably.
How do we not know this? Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
What
Give 'em a
what is
clue.
the LGBTQ about? It's about.
Asexual.
Yes. What do you guys think asexual means?
I thought it was the identification of not having any desire for sex, that you don't want to have sex, but you crave an intimate relationship with somebody, but not one that's a sexual one.
I thought it was, there was no particular one preference, male, female, or in all the different categories. It's just they're open to everything.
Yeah, so you guys are very close. I mean, but it's more so about them. They just don't identify with either. They identify as asexual. So I guess similar to what you guys were getting on. All right, next trivia question.
Who was the first openly gay U.S. official elected in the United States?
Okay, I'm Canadian and one's British. This is not gonna. I don't know. If you were to say name an elected official in the U.S.
quite-
alone, I'd be like, no idea.
He's young, right? He's not an old guy. Like, he's medium.
Don't know.
He's a mid gay, right?
Don't know.
He's not a new gay, he's not an old gay, but he's a mid gay.
Which
Maybe.
can you say which
Maybe.
couch you would sit on?
I will say he's no longer alive.
Okay, so the old gay couch. Like,
Oh, really?
Yes.
I can't even try because I
There's
would just be saying
there's a movie
random
out on
name.
him, which clearly you haven't seen,
That got an Oscar.
with a very famous actor who did absolutely a brilliant job.
Sean Penn.
What's the movie name?
You don't know who it is.
No, we don't.
It's Harvey Milk. You know Harvey Milk from San Francisco? Okay, we're going to school you now.
Who's
He was
Harvey
a
Milk?
huge rights gay activist.
How do you not know about this?
Really?
Yes.
I should.
You should watch the
We
movie.
should
You
do.
should
So in
definitely watch the movie.
1970s, in 1977, he was elected to the San Francisco Assembly for the city, and he was the first U.S. elected openly gay man. But remember, there's a whole movement that's happening after Stonewall and the civil rights and everything was going on in America at the same time. But when he was elected, the very first one elected, they used to call him the mayor of Castro Street in San Francisco, which was a heavily populated gay area in America. But he got a bill passed within the year that he was in there, and it was one of the first anti-discriminatory laws against that you could for homosexuals. So you couldn't not give somebody an apartment, you couldn't fire somebody for being gay, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know the exact semantics of it, but it got passed, and it got passed in the city's assembly on a vote of 12 by 11 to 1. And the one man who voted against it shot him and the mayor that passed the law.
So he was assassinated the year after he was elected in the. So he
for
died in
passing
78.
that.
What year is this?
This is 1978.
So he went into government in 77 and he was assassinated in 78. And just to add to
Wow.
that, it's just not gay rights he did. He did a lot of stuff for homeless people. He did a lot of stuff for minorities as well in the U.S.
So this is all sounding familiar. Was this mentioned in Fellow Travelers?
Oh, I might have.
Because he lived in San Francisco during the 70s.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
remember when his partner and fellow travelers
Yeah.
was in San Francisco and he's part of those groups?
Yes.
Yes, that was
Oh,
all
that
part
was
of
that.
that same
Yeah.
Got you.
post
got you,
movements
yes.
that came out of that.
Because I knew it sounded
Yes.
familiar.
You
but
should
yeah.
you should see the movie. It is so well
Okay.
done.
You-
And,
Okay.
so
and
well
you've
done.
actually met the writer of that movie.
We did?
It's Tom Daly's husband.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Milk. It's called
Milk.
And it's
Yeah,
starring
okay.
Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Perfect, guys. Listen
Yeah.
to it. We will as well.
Yeah.
To lighten things up a little bit. I got a fun gay trivia here. What is homo flexible? Oh, God. Homo flexible.
Flexible is a homo is open to have sex with other people.
Okay.
Aside from the male
Interesting.
population or the female population.
so
like he's
close.
flexible.
Yeah, okay. What do you say?
I think it's somebody who can be a bottom and a top.
Oh, that's a good way of
one.
thinking about it. But you guys are both wrong.
Okay.
A homo flexible is someone who's straight but open to trying gay things.
Shut up.
I
That's a
know.
category.
Yeah.
Isn't that most young guys?
Not everybody that's straight. No, it's okay. Yeah, so now you guys know.
Remember his stories?
That's right.
Yeah, so he was homo flexible for a while until he came out as gay. But yeah.
Until he had the soggy biscuit or whatever it was called.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's homo flexible to a certain extent.
For sure, that's homo flexible. And if this clip is on your feed, you're probably homo flexible.
And you're straight. Well, yeah. Maybe. Next gay trivia.
Okay. What year was the first official London Pride Parade?
Ooh, we should know this.
London
we just
Pride
worked with
Parade.
London
That's
Pride.
right. You guys were in it.
I'm gonna go
Well,
somewhere in the 90s. I'm gonna try 1991.
Okay.
how far off was he? Higher or lower?
Low. It's got to be lower. It's lower.
Oh, okay, so very progressive. Okay, good.
1988.
More.
19.
Keep going.
Keep going. 82.
No,
going.
in the
Really?
70s.
77.
77.
Keep
Lower.
going.
Holy crap.
Are you kidding?
72.
What?
And here's a
That's amazing.
Here's the
So
bonus
Stonewall
one.
was 69, and that was the beginning of Prides.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
And-
amazing.
Guess how
That's
many-
such good news to hear. Yeah.
Guess how many people attended the Pride in 1972? If you look at today, there's around sort of 35,000 people, 40,000
Yeah.
people.
5,
What do you think?
10,000?
I don't know. Yeah, a couple thousand. Like
It was 1,000. roughly
you know,
around
about
1,000.
1,000 people coming to
For
support
the first
that.
time. And
That's
remember, that's a
brave.
protest too, right?
God.
They were protesting everything back then, and it was important. But it was the kind of movement of the 60s and 70s to protest things and get out on the street. So I think it was Stonewall was the beginning, but I think it was enabled by the fact that minorities were finding their voice in the 60s and 70s,
And people didn't attend. You don't have the numbers that you have today simply because a lot of people were just not out and they didn't want to be seen in the parade, so they wouldn't attend. Versus now, you look at it today, it's a lot more accepted to be gay and all that sort of stuff.
So this is good for young gays
Yeah.
to know because we just assume that everything kind of switched over like after the 90s.
You young gays owe us.
Well, look, I will say this: that you're right. You're right about one thing, Nick. It took many, many years and much dedication by gay people to get legalized rights after those things. So this was the beginning of the protest. This wasn't when laws changed. This is when they started trying to get a voice and get elected. As you know, gay marriages didn't even happen until the 90s, right? So it took them, 20 to 30 years after their first protest to even get gay marriage legalized.
Right.
In the same place they had their first protest, parade. So you are right in that the gay rights do feel current because they are, but people were fighting for them openly a very long time ago.
So 1972,
Wow.
boys.
Today's generation of Pride more feels like a celebration of back then what they had to fight for and
Yeah.
what you guys had to fight for, so that now we can celebrate your efforts. And despite that, it still is almost a protest because we still have anti-LGBT people protesting there, so therefore we have to protest against them, demand our rights.
Yes.
So it's a bit of both, but I would say, gosh, you guys really put in the bulk of the work back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's why we have to say respect the old gays because
Even we
they
do,
fought
right?
so hard.
They were fighting for, we were children, we were
Yeah.
children in the 70s.
You were about 5, maybe?
Yeah. I was probably about 10.
10, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which TV show came out in 2020, and it features a group of young gay men navigating life.
I know the answer to this. Do you know it? It's Looking.
Yeah.
No.
That's the one with that young singer.
Well, maybe, but wait, was that 2020?
It's not Pose, is it?
No.
It's a very obvious one.
It's Netflix.
Oh no, it's the one that they where the kid they're in high school and the
It's
kid
not
falls in love.
Heartstoppers.
Yes,
That's the
Heartstopper.
one, Heartstopper.
Yes,
That's the one.
Heartstopper's cute. It's a really good TV show because it's more for young people, and we didn't have that when we were
But
young.
what the old gays' perspective of Heartstopper then?
Oh, I loved it. I just loved everything, and the characters were so real. You know what I mean? Like they felt real. And it was a really nice relationship within both of them, and they, the struggles that they had to go through. And actually, I find high school and school in general, as a young person, it's always difficult. It's always difficult, It's always you're trying to find your place in life and all sorts of stuff. But I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I loved it.
Good. Well, it's good to hear that even older gay people like this show as well, because so many younger LGBTQ people loved it, but it's nice to hear that even the older generation likes it too.
It related to everyone, right?
Ant and I are friends with a few of the boys that are actually on the show.
Oh, wow.
So what an honor, and they're such nice guys.
Amazing.
Though recently, sorry, no, we still love him. Like he's such a sweetheart. But recently, we were on Instagram, and he just popped up on my For You page, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I'm gonna go on his page and see what he's been up to. And when I went on his Instagram, I noticed that he unfollowed Ant and I, and I was like, oh, did we do something? But then I was like, okay, maybe we said something when we saw him last time or something, but I wasn't sure. But then what I think happened is he unfollowed a lot of people. So I think what happens when you get really famous, basically, is your management goes you should really kind of not follow as many people. You should kind of filter people out.
Because
we were just part of the people that got filtered out.
So you didn't make the cut?
No,
we didn't make the cut.
Shame.
Maybe I was too drunk when I saw him last.
Oh my god! Okay, because the last time we saw him, the guy who followed us, Ant was pretty drunk.
Well, no, I wasn't that drunk. We went out we were at brunch.
Yeah, but that's
okay?
not.
Yeah, I don't know.
We were at
Maybe.
brunch, and we were just stumbling along the streets of London. I see him. I give him a hug. I say, "Hey, how are you?"
Listen, I don't know what the reason is, but we still love him. He's still such a nice guy. But yeah,
I think it's so funny though that your generation cares.
for us, it's a big thing.
it's kinda
Let's just say
weird if somebody
someone unfollows you.
that you know.
You would just think, well, someone had to do the action of going on your profile and going, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And especially if you met them,
Yeah.
you're thinking, well, that's kind of
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know him
Sorry
that
about
well,
that.
but I just assumed it goes in our head. And was like,
Yeah.
Oh,
did
maybe-
we say something?
oops.
Is there something we did? Was our content too annoying? Was it the old gays that did it on our profile?
that's probably
All right.
I have one more trivia.
Okay.
That's related very closely to that, actually.
Oh, right.
Which groundbreaking TV show featured a transgender character played by a transgender actor in a leading role?
I don't know, but it wasn't that long ago. Is that what you're saying?
Correct, it was not.
Really? Oh, that's too. Well, it was Pose.
it was.
Pose!
There
Okay.
you go.
That was
Transgender one.
that was a couple years ago. That's crazy.
That's
That's the
recent,
first
yeah.
time.
Well, I don't know. It says it's groundbreaking. That was a
Okay.
transgender person played a transgender character in a leading role.
That is crazy. It
Yeah.
took that long.
I mean, Post came out, maybe 3 years ago? It's not that old.
I'll
4
look
years
it up.
ago?
I'll look it
It's
up.
not that long.
Okay, so 2018. That's how long it took.
For a transgender actor to play a transgender role in a leading role.
What were there transgender visibility in actors in movies before that were played by
I
non-transgender?
don't know what they did in the past.
But I think it was groundbreaking, and actually, this particular character is amazing in the show. Amazing.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, I'm
it
gonna
was
start
quite. I
watching
mean, you
it.
didn't see transgender leading roles in the past. I mean, I don't remember one, to be honest. And
Well-
this was really excellent. And you got to know the transgender person really, really well. And you can understand their struggles and what they have to fight for.
Oh,
Even
that's
today, it's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely really, really good.
Well, just to back up on that, because I know one person now, but the one very famous Netflix show, which everybody's watched, that came out this year, Baby Reindeer.
Yeah.
Because he dated a trans woman while he was going through all of that.
Yeah.
And he had a trans woman actress play her, which
Yes.
I thought was amazing. And she was amazing in that.
Yeah.
She was really, really good. So
Amazing.
yeah, I guess we're gonna start seeing more of it now, which is great.
Fantastic.
You know? And in these breaking roles, it's great.
Brings us back to when we almost complained about straight actors playing gay roles because there's plenty of gay actors being good enough for that. But then we came to the conclusion on this podcast that if you're good enough and it was a fair and even process to get the role, then the best person should
I think
play
that's
it,
right.
right?
I
And
think
would
that's
you say
right.
that's the same now for all roles?
I think that's right. Generally, yeah, it's about the talent and the right fit for the role. I think if they look at it objectively and they make the right decision objectively, then I think that's fair for everybody. I think.
It would nice to be on the visibility front,
Yeah.
to kind of push more
But
for gay actors playing gay roles.
Definitely, and even transgender people. Like if
Yeah.
I look at that individual, they did a brilliant job on that, and so it's great because it
As an
elevated
actress,
Yeah.
you know, regardless of the fact that they were
Yes.
actually transgender, they were just a good actress, right? And
there
I
you
think that's
go.
what makes it
Exactly.
a compelling role.
Watch
Well,
it.
guys, that is all for the gay trivia. I think we won. Right?
Probably not. I didn't keep score.
You think the whole world happened in 1980?
Guys,
Well,
thank you so much for joining us here today. And if you all enjoyed back home, drop us a trivia question if you're watching on YouTube.
If you guys have more interesting trivia that you just know about, let us know in the comments. It's always good to read some more stuff or
And-
to get educated, clearly, because I wasn't. But yeah.
And if we messed up any points, it's a trivia for a reason. And don't blame us.
Right, guys.
Without
That's
further
it.
ado, we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, well,
Bye.
don't forget to
Bye.